Hey everyone, thank you so much for tuning in to the video. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day today. Today's video is basically going to be a new mini-series tutorial that I'm looking to make on how to make a simple to-do list app using the MERN stack, which is MongoDB, Express, React, and Node, which we will also be including most or majority of the CRUD requests, such as creating, reading, updating, and deleting. The only one that's going to be unfortunately left off the list is updating for this app, but not to worry, I will definitely show how to make put requests or update requests as well. So once again, thank you so much for watching the video. I hope you will enjoy it, and let's get right into it. So the first thing that we're going to do is we want to make sure that we have everything ready for our folder. So we're going to create a folder called to-do list, or you can call it whatever you desire, but I just made my to-do list YouTube. And then we're just going to open a terminal here. And then within the to-do list folder, we are going to make two additional folders. The first one is going to be the backend, and the second is going to be the front end. So in order to do that, the way we're going to do it is do mkdir backend and then mkdir front end. Perfect. So as you can see, both of them were made here, were created. So, and the reason why we want to make this separate is just for organizational as well. We don't want everything to be clustered into one little area. That'll make a lot of confusion, and it just looks cleaner and more organized this way. So the next thing that we're going to do is we are going to be focusing first on our backend. So what you want to do is you want to cd into our backend. So you're going to write cd, we're going to change directory into our backend, and you just press enter, and just make sure that here, once you press enter, it's going to say backend here. Okay, and now what we're going to do in our backend is we're going to do two things. We are going to create a file, and if you're using a Mac, to create a new file is touch, and we're going to call it server.js. If you're using Windows, I believe it's code server.js, and it'll make the file here. So once we have the file, we are going to type in the terminal again, npm, and then init. So this is going to pretty much take us to the walkthrough here, and it'll create our package.json file, where we'll see all of our dependencies. So you can just click enter on here. And I think the other way as well that you can have it installed is npm init and then space --y, I believe. And that way it's just going to take you directly, kind of like skip these steps of the entering and just create it right then and there. So basically we have that, and as you can see, we have the package.json file created, and we just double click it to go into it, and then you can see everything here. So this area is where our dependencies are going to be created, and that's where we are going to be installing right now. So some of the dependencies, which are some things that we are going to use to help make our server and help make our app. So we're going to do npm I, or you could do npm install. Either one, it doesn't matter. Both will do the job. And then we're going to install Express, which will help us with our server. And then we're going to use Mongoose, and Mongoose is going to be great when we are creating our schemas, much easier, as well as helping us connect to our MongoDB. And then we're going to use Cores, in which it's going to be super helpful in helping get less errors or no errors at all when we are trying to connect to our APIs and their endpoints. And we have body parser, in which will help us pretty much put everything in JSON format. And then lastly, we have nodemon. So whenever it comes to the server, using the server, every time you make the changes, you'll have to pretty much kill the server and then boot it up again so you can see those changes. But that's going to be a process of having to do that constantly. So installing nodemon, it's going to be it's going to make things much easier, in which it'll do it for us automatically, so we don't have to be doing that consistently. And I'll definitely show you how it works throughout the process as well. So after that, you can just press enter, and just let it install for a few seconds, and perfect. And as you can see, we have our 5 dependencies, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yep, 5 dependencies installed here. So what we are going to do now is pretty much just install them here into our server. So you can click out of the package.json file and then go into your server. So in order to use our dependencies or have them installed readily available, we would have to make them into a variable. So we're going to do like this: const express if we want to use express, and then we are going to require it. So we're going to do express, just like that. So we have const express equals require and express. And then we can go on to the next one. We're going to do const mongoose this time to import mongoose. And then the next is going to be const cores equals require cores. And I'm pretty sure you know the next one now, right? Const body parser equals require body parser. Okay, and perfect. So that's pretty much what we're going to need at the moment for our dependencies. And what I like to do next is I like to set up the server here, the server file, with what we're going to do, kind of like the next steps with our comments. So the next thing that we're going to do is you can just click on the / just to make your comments, and we're going to connect to express. Then after that, we are going to connect to MongoDB, and then we'll just have some of our middleware here, and then we're gonna make our schema, and then we're gonna have our routes. Okay, so once again, we're going to connect to our Express app, connect to MongoDB database. We're gonna have some middleware, which are going to be cores and body parser. That way we can use them later on. We're going to create our schema with Mongoose, and then we're going to have our routes. And just for future reference as well, I know it is best practice to have different folders, such as for your routes, for your schema, for your models, and your controllers. But just for this, since I'm just trying to make it simple, that way you can understand exactly how they're made, like how the CRUD requests are made. The only thing that I'm going to have in a different folder is the schema here. Okay, so basically we have this set up and we're ready to roll onto the next one.